Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of From the Coach's Seat. I'm Coach Greg Atkinson. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things. How much is your batting average really that important to your recruiting? How much does social media play a part in your recruiting process to get to the next level? And then we'll touch briefly on a rule interpretation for balks for pitchers at the high school level. Let's start with the social media. Today, in this day and age, everything is out there via social media. And social media can be a great tool, especially when it comes to recruiting, but can also end your recruiting chances if you don't use it correctly. I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts as far as what you can do and what you should do on social media and what you should try to stay away from. Some of the things you should stay away from are these. Anything regarding politics or religion. Don't get in those arguments. Stay away from those arguments. Especially during this presidential election, there were a lot of heated debates online, and different views were spouted off, and some of the discussions got heated. Well, let me tell you, if a college coach is recruiting you and he sees you in one of these debates, he's not going to say, "Oh, well, he won that debate, so I'll give that." That doesn't matter. What matters to him is he's going to look at this and he's going to say, "Okay, so if a guy with a different view is in the same clubhouse or same dugout as this guy, is that going to be an issue? Is this going to be a distraction down the stretch if these two guys differ on views as far as religion and politics?" So I would advise you stay away from any type of argument that has anything to do with those topics. As a matter of fact, stay away from any argument online and social media at all. It just doesn't make you look good. Stay more to the positive side of things and stay away from those discussions. Anything regarding drugs or alcohol. Let me explain this to you. Perception is truth. And what I mean by that is this. Recruiters look at your page, and if they see anything to do with drugs or alcohol, automatically you become somebody who uses drugs or alcohol. Now, that may not be true. You may have never, ever had any use of drugs or alcohol, but they see the paraphernalia, they see different things on your post on social media. They automatically associate you with that. They pass you by. They go on to the next person. Why? Perception is true. Their perception of you is that you do those things because you're posting about them on your social media. So stay away from those. Don't badmouth anybody online, all right? Anybody at all, but especially not your teammates, your coaches, umpires. You go 0 for 4 and you come in and on Facebook you get online and say, "Oh, the umpire's strike zone was 2 miles wide." A recruiter's going to say, "Okay, this guy makes excuses. He doesn't make results. I'm going to pass him by and go to the next guy." Just stay away from it. You know, if you're on there bad-mouthing your parents or this or that, he's going to just pass you by. "Okay, this guy's a problem with authority. Pass him by." Or you're bad-mouthing a student at school or whatever. "Oh, this guy's a bully. He's going to pass him by." Just stay away from it. Don't do it. All right? So those are some of the things to stay away from on social media. Here's some things you can do while on social media, though. Post pictures of yourself or videos of you playing the game, whether it's games or practices. Go ahead and post those videos. Recruiters love to see that stuff. They want to see your passion for the game. They want to see you playing the game and enjoying it. Post things about your workout plans. Well, how many times are you going to work out that week? What are you going to do during those workouts? What days are chest days? What days are leg days? Recruiters love to see that stuff. That's all fine to post on social media. Post things about your family and friends. They want to see your real life. They want to see the kind of influences you have around you. They want to see the people that you involve yourself with and that you associate with. So post things about your friends and your family. Post anything positive about your teammates and your coaches. If Tommy, goes 4 for 4 one day with a home run and a double, post about Tommy. "Man, Tommy had a great game today. He was on fire. He had a home run and a double and went 4 for 4. There's nothing wrong with it. Show that you can be a good teammate. And last but not least, talk about your other hobbies and show your other hobbies. If you like to go hunting or fishing or maybe four-wheeling, post that stuff online. Again, recruiters want to know you. They want to know all about you, but they want to know the positive side of you, not the negative side of you. So leave the other garbage off your social media. Stick with the things that are going to make you look great, and it'll help you in the long run. Let me assure you, I've seen too many guys lose scholarships and the opportunity to play at the next level because something they posted 2 years ago came back to bite them. So go through your social media, make sure it's good and cleaned up, make sure anybody that looks at it, you'd be proud for them to see what you have on there. Let's touch on, real quick, how important is your batting average to being recruited? There's a couple stats that people get hung up on nowadays, and by people I say parents and high school athletes. They really get hung up on these numbers, and they don't play a biggest part as you would possibly think. For hitters, it's batting average. For pitchers, it might be ERA. Now you're saying, wait a minute, these are stats we've used for years. And that's true. But with the new analytics that are out there nowadays, these two statistics have been shown that they're not as end-all, be-all as they used to be. Let me give you an example of that. You're going to play 30 games at the high school level over the course of 12 weeks. you're going to probably get around 4 at-bats per game. So let's say you get 120 at-bats. And 120 at-bats, if you hit 36 hits, you're going to hit around that 300 line. Okay? And that's a good line. That's where everybody wants to be. But let's play with that number a little bit. If you only get 30 hits in those at-bats, you're going to bat 250. All right? If you get 42 hits, you're going to bat 350. So literally between 30 hits and 42 hits, so you're talking the difference of 12 hits, is the difference of 100 points. Well, what does that mean? That means 1 hit per week. 1 extra hit per week can change your batting average 100 points. Well, why wouldn't people want to talk about that, Greg? Well, I'll tell you. It's not that they don't talk about it, but recruiters understand that you might just have one great week where you get a bunch of dying quails that fly into the outfield. Not great hits, it's not great mechanics, but somehow they landed. Your batting average took a good jump. Or maybe you had a week where you were playing really tough teams, and even though you were doing everything right and having good quality at bats, the ball just wasn't finding its way into the outfield for you. So your batting average takes a hit. They understand that. All right. What they're looking at more now is quality at bats. How many pitches can you take a pitcher deep into a count? Are you seeing the ball well out of his hand? Are you sitting on certain pitches in certain counts? Are you having a plan the second you step in the box? These are things they're looking at now. They want to see your mentality. They want to see your quality at bats shine through, and that's what they're more focused on. So don't get hung up on batting average. The last thing we're going to talk about before I head out tonight is what is a balk. It's real simple. A balk is anything that is going to, from the pitcher, that's going to deceive the runner or the hitter. It's going to be called a balk. Officially, there are 13 rules that cover this, but those 13 rules can be broadened out to cover about 100 different motions, so we're not going to get into all of them. But if it is a move made to deceive the runner or the hitter, it's called a balk, so understand that. Guys, I just want to thank you for watching in. I want to say Happy New Year's to you. 2017 is right around the corner. If you're on the East Coast, it's already in. If you're on the West Coast, we're about to get there. So I just want to say Happy New Year. Until the next time I see you, remember, you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Coach Atkinson. You can follow me on Facebook, which is Skipper Atkinson, and you can follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. That's Coach Atkinson14. Again, Coach Atkinson14. And of course, if you want to send me any questions or emails, you can reach me at CoachAtkinson14@hotmail.com. Again, it's CoachAtkinson14@hotmail.com. This has been From the Coach's Seat. I'm Coach Greg Atkinson. Have a good night.